Hello. In today's video, we will learn the poem Have You Ever Seen? This poem is about the play of words. In this poem, we will learn how we can create humor or comedy using the words. Here, three, three new concepts are used in this poem that we will understand first of all. After that, we shall understand the poem with the help of some images related to the poem. It will be very funny and a very easy language. So keep watching the video. First of all, we will understand words that have the same spelling. Sometimes in the English language, a same word is used at different places and for different meanings. The word having same spelling but different meaning. Words that have the same spelling but different in meaning when used in different contexts. Context means what? Context means different reference, different use are called homographs. So such words are called as homographs. Example, a temple fair attracts a lot of crowd. Here this fair word you observe. This fair word here meaning temple fair. This is a noun. This is a noun of some, you can say, uh, a gathering where people gather, a place where people gather for spiritual purpose or for fun, for enjoyment. Any fair you consider that fair, that is a noun. And in the next sentence, you see her performance in the test was fair. Here, this fair word is used in a different way. Here, this fair is used as adjective. Performance was fair. Fair means more good. So here, the same word, same spelling is there, but the meaning is different. Such word is called as homograph. Come on the next example. A rose is the king of flowers. You can understand rose is a flower and rose is a noun of a flower. In the second sentence, you see the sun rose with a golden glow. Here rose is the second form of verb rise. Rise, rose, risen. So here in the second sentence, the sun rose. In this sentence, rose is being used as a verb. This is how the same word is used in two different contexts or two different meanings. Such words are called as homographs. Such so many words we will see in our this poem. Have you ever seen? Second concept which is used in the poem is that when words with the same spelling or pronunciation are used in such a way that they convey more than one meaning. The figure of a speech involved is called pun. Pun is a figure of speech which is new for you, and this pun means what? The game of words, play of words. Means words with the same spelling and pronunciation are used, but they convey two meanings, and this figure of speech is called as pun. How that we will see in the poem. Here one example is given. A pun is a play upon words. For example, A asks to B, hello, how is life? A is asking to the B, how is life? And B is answering, hello. Here the same word is there, hello, but the pronunciation he has a little bit changed. Hello. It's a strife. Hell means, you know, hell means a place in sky or above the sky, you can say, where we have to suffer due to our sins or our bad deeds, bad works. Here, the the speaker B is trying to tell us that hell, oh, it's a strife. Means his life is a strife. It's a hell. Hell means where we suffer pain, where we undergo some bad treatment. That thing is there. So here, this is the play of words. Third concept is easy to understand. In poetry, when a question is asked, not to get an answer but to emphasize a point or fact. Sometimes you are asked a question but its answer is not expected. You give or don't give the answer, no matter. But question is asked. Such effect or such figure of speech is called as interrogation. Interrogation is such figure of speech. That also we will see in our poem Have You Ever Seen? Let us come to our poem Have You Ever Seen? So from the very first line there are some different examples. One word is meaning two things. So those both the things we will see here with the help of images and we will understand the poem very better. Come to the first line of the first stanza. Have you ever seen a sheet on a river bed? Have you ever seen a sheet? Here a sheet you can see on a river bed. Now which sheet he is talking about and which river bed? Let us see a image. This image you can see this image belongs to the river bed. This is river bed and this river bed which is present below the water of the river. You can see if the water level is low or water is not there in the river. So this river bed is having any sheet. The poet is creating here humor or comedy that is there any sheet such as this? This is the bed sheet and is there any bed sheet on the bed of river? That poet wants to ask us. Next line, or a single hair from a hammer's head, or a single hair from a hammer's head. Hammer, you know what is hammer very well. Here we can see the image of a hammer and here are the parts of the hammer. So this part is called as the hammer's head. This metallic or ionic part is called as hammer's head. Here, let us see one more image. This this metallic part or iron part of the hammer is head. So we all know that hair are present on the head. Head means hair. There are hair. So the hammer's head is having any hair or not? That the poet wants to ask us. And this is creating the humor means comedy because hammer's head cannot have any hair like living beings. Let us come on the next line. Has the foot of a mountain any toes? See here, foot of a mountain. Now in the next image you can see the downside, the corner of the mountain. This downside, this point is the foot of the mountain and here is the house which is built at the foot of the mountain, means the downside of the mountain, the joint where the mountain and the land both come uh, come near to each other, where both of them join with each other, mountain and the ground. That corner is called as foot of the mountain. And here we can see that foot of human beings, such as this image. These fingers are there to the foot of the humans, on the foot of the human. So human and the poet is comparing the fingers of foot. Fingers of foot are called as toes. So fingers of foot are compared with the foot of the mountain. Poet is asking us whether the foot of the mountain is having fingers. So it is not possible, and this is creating comedy. Come on the next line, and is is there a pair of garden hose? So this hose word meaning is given here, a flexible tube. A flexible tube means you can see in the image a garden hose. This is a garden hose, a water tube or water pipe, you can say. Again, this image you can see. This is a pipe by which you can water the plants, especially in the garden. So this is also called as hose, and pair of socks is also called as hose. So poet is asking us that is there a pair to the garden hose, means like socks of legs are always in pair. We never use one socks. We use the socks in pair, in two numbers. So poet is asking us whether this garden hose is having a pair. So garden hose we don't use in pair like socks. So here poet is comparing socks with the garden pipe. Come on the next line. Does the needle ever wink its eye? The needle, you all know what is a needle. What is a needle? And here we can see in the image what is eye of a needle. Here you can see the the hole in which you insert the thread. That hole of the needle is called as the eye, needle's eye. And poet is comparing this eye with the human eye, such as this. And this action or this activity of closing your one eye is called as winking. You wink your eye when you close your eye to give someone some indication, or for naughtiness you wink your eye. So that winking poet is comparing with the eye of the needle. So needle's eye cannot wink. So here the comedy is created. Let us come on the next line. Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? Now what is a wing, and what is the wing of a building that we will see here? This is a building you can see in the image. It is somewhat unclear, but you can search that, and here we can understand it. Wing of a building. These are the wings. These, and this. Such are the wings of a single building. This is a single building, single construction, but there are wings of the building. So many times we see apartments have wings, different wings. So these wings, here we have used wings word for the bifurcations of the building, different sections of the building. And wings word we also use for the wings of birds. And poet is telling whether the wing, why doesn't the wing of the building fly. Now it is not possible for a building to fly like a wing or like a bird. So this is the comedy. Let's see the next line. Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol? Here, ribs of a parasol. Parasol means umbrella. Parasol means umbrella. And what are the ribs of umbrella? Let us see in the image. Here you can see one diagram. In this diagram is of umbrella and its different parts are named here. You can see this is a stick, and to the stick the curved rods are attached here, and these curved rods are called as the ribs. You can see both the side. This rib is present, so this part is called as the rib. And if you see the umbrella, these are the ribs of the umbrella. And the poet is asking here, can you tickle can you tickle the ribs of a parasol? Parasol is umbrella, and here he is comparing the ribs, metallic ribs of umbrella with the ribs of human beings. Whenever you want to tease someone or tickle someone, tickling means what? Teasing someone with your fingers. Now in the image you can see a small child is there and it is laughing. Why? Because here are our ribs. In this portion our ribs are there, and in this portion if someone tickles you with the fingers or tries to massage with the fingers, what happens? We we have a different uneasy feeling and we laugh due to it. So this is shown here, the child is laughing and these are the ribs. This is the portion of ribs. In the skeleton of human beings you can see ribs. Ribs are the bones here. So we have 24 ribs, both the sides, 12, 12. Each side we have 12 ribs, and these ribs are compared with the metallic ribs of the umbrella. Let us come on the next part. Or open the trunk of a tree at all. Here, what is a trunk and trunk of a tree? Let us see this portion of the tree is called as trunk. You can see in the image, this is a trunk, this is a trunk, and the trunk of a tree cannot open like a box. But poet is comparing trunk of the tree with this trunk. This trunk you can open. Here the cover is there and you can open and close that trunk. This is also trunk, and tree's trunk is also a trunk. So here also two meanings are there. So far we have seen each word used in every line is having two meanings, such as riverbed, bed, here head, toes, or foot, hose, eye, thereafter wing, thereafter ribs, and now the trunk. Come on the last stanza. Are the teeth are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Now teeth and rake. You all know that uh, what is a rake? This rake is a gardening tool. With the help of rake you can remove the grass, and the rake is having teeth. Where are the teeth? These are the teeth of the rake. So the poet is asking, are these teeth going to bite? You know that teeth of human beings or animals or insects bite. They go to bite. Means humans bite food items or Animals bite food items. The same way, poet is asking, are the teeth of the rake going to bite? So these teeth of the rake cannot bite someone. Let us come next line. Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Hands of a clock. Let us see first what does it mean by hands of a clock. See in the image you can see a clock is there, and here are the hands. This and this. These three are the hands of a clock. Since these hands are in the middle, they are not left or right like the hands of a human being. We have left hand and right hand. But here our hands are also called as hands, and the needles of the clock are also called as hands. This is how the poet is comparing both the hands of clock as well as humans. So clock doesn't have any right or left hand, and this is how poet is creating the comedy. Come on the next line. Can the garden plot be deep and dark? Deep and dark. Here plot is having two meanings. Plot means a, a piece of land on which you can do gardening or you can construct a house. Also, plot means meaning is given. The word plot is also used to mean an evil or wicked plan. A plan. Here they are telling evil or wicked plan means bad plan. The plan which can harm to someone. And here the poet is asking whether it is a deep and dark. Now let us see what is a garden plot. In this image you can see this is garden plot. This plot is called as garden plot, and in this plot some plants are grown, and these plants are especially some vegetables and flowers. Gardening is of specially of vegetables, flowers or fruits. So here you can see this piece of land is a garden. So this is also called as a plot. So it cannot be deep or dark like the plan. Plan can be deep or it can be dark. Dark means here poet wants to say deep means a very big plan, and dark means a very dangerous plan, evil plan. So this is how we can understand what the poet wants to say and how poet wants to create the comedy. Now the last line of the poem, and what is the sound of the birch bark? Birch, here meaning is given, birch is a tree. Which tree that we can see in the image? This is birch tree. This is how you can identify this is a birch tree. Such lights are present on the trunk of the tree. And which is what is the birch bark? This skin of the tree which comes out is called as birch bark. So this bark is used for many purposes, and poet is asking here, is there any sound to this birch bark? Bark is also having another meaning, that is barking of dogs. So here we can see in the image dogs bark. In the image you can see different sounds are there. Wow, 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 wow. Such sounds dogs do while barking. So that process of doing such sounds is called as barking. But bark of a tree doesn't have any sound. So this is how poet is trying to create the comedy here, and each line is a question here. So in each line, interrogation figure of speech is there. as well as fun figure of speech is there throughout the poem. Here we can find out what is the rhyme scheme of the poem. This poem is written by anonymous poet, and now we shall find out what is the rhyme scheme of the poem. Here you can see the rhyming words bed, head, toes, hose. So you can name here a rhyming words are there. Bed, head, same pronunciation, means sound of ed. Bed, head is there. A B D. Now I fly. C C. Parasol, all. D D. Bite, right. E E. Dark, bark. F F. So this is the rhyme scheme of the poem A B B C C D D etc. This is how you can identify the rhyme scheme. So very good poem this was, and if you have any doubt regarding this poem, you can ask me anytime on my personal number. Your homework for this topic is this question. In this question, first question, from each line in the poem, pick out the word that is a homograph. Write its meaning in the context of the phrase used in the poem. Means how the same word is used in two meanings. Here you can see bed, bed of a river, and bed, a piece of a furniture. These two meanings of bed word are used here. In the same way, second will come head, head, piece, piece of a tool, and head means top of animals or head of animals. So this is how you can do this homework. The one word is having two meanings that you have to write in this table. Do the homework. If you have any doubt, you can ask on my personal number. Take care. Thank you so much.